Hello everyone, welcome back to Creative Events platform. I'm glad to have you here. Today's turban is a style I'll be making using foam and then this net material, and I'll also be working with suede material. So I'll be working with suede material and I'll be working with this foam. I think this foam should be about quarter inch. It's very flat. Even I'm surprised that on the video it looks big. It's very flat. So quarter inch foam, and then the measurement I'm using is 4 inches for the width. Then the length I'll show you the length later, because what I'm cutting now, I'll be using it for 2. You understand? So you can see that it's folded, so I'll separate it and I'll be using it for 2. So the breadth, which is the wideness, is 4 inches. Is 4 inches. So the length now is what I'll show you. Remember I said the wideness is 4 inches, which is the width, or maybe we can call it height. Then the length that I'll be using is 26 inches. Yes. Then I've prepared this. The reason I'm actually showing this foam part is because I find out that some people have issues fixing the foam into the material. You find out that the foam will just keep breaking, as in giving way as you try to push it in. So with this video I'll be showing you the best way you can use to insert your foam. So at this point I'll start by cutting out the material I'll need, the suede material. Remember, I'm working with both suede and net. So the suede material I'm using now, when you fold it into 2, is 14. So when you have 14 into 2 places, it will give you 28. You understand? So as it's folded now, if you measure is 14, then when you open it, it will give you 28. Is that okay? All right. This part that I'm cutting, I actually want to use it for the base, and I also want to pleat. Out of this one. So because of that, I have for the part that I'll be using on the head, which is the base for the turban, I have that 29, and then the length I have 25. So I'll be pleating the 25 till I get at least 14 left. 14. So when I want to pleat, I start by folding in 1.5 inch or 2 inches. After which I start topping it the way you see now. Everyone that I top, I'll run it with a straight stitch. I'll fold the next one, I'll run it with a straight stitch. When I fold the other one, I'll run it with straight stitch. Then I'll check the length of the back to make sure that it is not below 10. You understand? Because of the height, anything below 10 might just be too low, and again it might not contain the hair of your client. Sometimes our client carry big hair, so you just have to make space for the turban to be a little bit deep. And for my depth of turban, most times I work with 14 inches. So you can see that under this net, this foam is very transparent. You can just see clearly that is a foam. So what I want to do is that after cutting the net, I'm also going to cut uh, the suede, because it's going to act as what do they call it now, like a lining for the net. For you to cut your material accurately to cover the foam, that's just the measurement I showed now. You have the size of your foam, plus 2. Is that okay? The size of the foam, the measurement of the foam, plus 2, no, times 2. If the foam is 4, you need it to cover. So you have times 2 plus 1 or plus 2 inches. Is that okay? So this suede I'm cutting out now is what I want to use to, first of all, cover this foam before now fixing it into the net. Is that okay? So always remember that while cutting your material to cover your foam, you must at least have extra 1 inch. So if the size or the width of your foam is 4 inches, like my own is there now, it will be 4 times 2, which will give me 8. Then plus 1 should give me like 9 inches. So if I work with 10 inches, for instance, it's not bad. It will be able to cover it well. You understand? Okay, so now what I have is that I have 2 pieces of the suede of the net, and then I have the extra for my base. So this is the base. I was showing you how I usually fold it. So now I am done pleating my base. The next thing I'll do is that I will take my size for the base. Usually the circumference of normal head size is 22 inches. So we can just say plus 1 just give us 23 inches. Divide by 2 will give us about 11 and a half. You understand? But since the material is a stretchy fabric, you don't need to work with exactly 11 and a half. So I might just work with 10 and a half. Is perfect. And then secondly, you can see where I'm measuring there. I'm going to leave that part open first, after which I'll close the other parts. And then what I'm about doing now is cutting out the exact size of the turban, maybe plus a little bit of allowance, which will allow me to join it. You understand? And because I want to have my, you can see what I have there is 13. 13 times 2 is 26, which is far bigger than the normal head. So the reason I'm doing that is because by the time I fix this foam to it, it somehow reduce the stretchy nature. And secondly, even after fixing the foam, I'm still going to cut off the excess part. All right, please, I just want you to look behind the cap. You will see the foam, yes, wrapped in yellow. What I use now is just a very cheap lining. Okay, so why I did this is to enable me fix this foam into the material without risking the foam breaking. You understand? Cutting into pieces. I find out that when you try to fix the foam like that without first of all protecting it with the lining, it tends to break. But with this idea, you can fix, you can see how flat this my foam is. But because I already pad it up with my lining, I can fix it into any size and it will not break, because the material is already protecting the body of the foam. So the risk of it breaking easily is reduced. So this is just what I intend showing you concerning how to insert foam, any foam at all. Sometimes we need to insert the foam when we want to make our twisted or braided band. But with this idea, you don't need to stress yourself at all. It's very easy and it's very quick as well. So You can see I have my suede prepared, I have the net prepared. So one by one I will quickly fix the foam into it. So to do that, I just use my pin, yeah, to like, it will help me easily push forward, you understand. So I just use my pin to insert it. So that's what you see me doing, and it's going to be fast. Yeah. So now that I've fixed this, I'm now going to repeat the process, this time fixing the one I already fixed inside the suede. Now I will fix it inside the net, so you can see how it's looking, because the net cannot stay on its own because it's too light, you understand. So it needs the help of the suede, and again the foam cannot enter the suede on its own without breaking if you don't pad it up. It's very necessary. You should pad the foam. Use lining, any color at all. No matter the color you are using, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be covered after all. Except you know it's something that will be open, then you can pick a color that will match what you are doing. All right. So right now, this turban style for today is a very easy one. It's a very easy one. So as you can see, the turban is ready. I already have the top I'm going to use to cover it, just meant to be the way you are seeing it already. So all I need to do right now is fix it together, attach it to the turban. Remember, I left a part open, so I will just turn it over and then make sure that I'm holding the foams together at each end. I'll take my measurements and then I'll just sew it close using my machine. So with this one, this particular turban is perfectly ready, but any other thing can be added. At the finishing of this turban, I actually added some bow. I made some bow. So I added the bow to it and it came out so beautiful. So I hope you love today's tutorial. Please, if you are here to subscribe to my channel, kindly do so. Give me a thumbs up if you love this video.